As you may have noticed from my previous video, I have put a launch control XL but flipped 90 degrees next to the Deluge for a very good reason, and that reason is this crossfader. I have called this the OctaLuge.
Oh yes!
What?
He took the word OctaLuge and the word Deluge
So?
and put them together forming OctaLuge.
Oh yeah!
It's funny because it's a Deluge with a crossfader.
Yeah, I get it.
I have watched tons of Dowless performances where they feature this fancy and super expensive device called Octatrack. Which I cannot afford, and even if I could, I wouldn't be able to justify its purchase, as I am fighting gas. So coming back to the Octatrack, the Deluge already covers most of the Octatrack functionality, but it is still missing one important thing. That is this crossfader magic thing. Well, there is an app on the iPod called Drambo, which is heavily based on the Elektron workflow. It even has a crossfader to morph between scenes of parameter locks. You define some p-locks of parameters on one scene, another p-locks on the other scene, and you can use the crossfader to morph all the parameters at the same time. So what I did was creating a template in Drambo, taking all the knobs from my Launch Control XL and creating this MIDI CC generator, in which if I expand it, you can see it's just an array of MIDI knobs and an output channel. I use channel 11, which is the same channel that all the knobs and faders in the launch control are sending data. In Drambo, clicking this button, you can MIDI learn any parameter. What I did was creating an array of all the MIDI knobs and mapping them to the knobs of the Launch Control XL. It is important to note that when I MIDI learn all the parameters from the Launch Control XL to these knobs in Drambo, I also set up all the knobs to send the same value as the knob in the Launch Control XL. You can also MIDI learn these buttons, which is selecting the scene on the left, selecting the scene on the right, the crossfader, and the pads. This button is set up to trigger this. The next one is to trigger the right scene, and this one is the undo button, which will allow you to clear the p-locks of any scene by clicking undo and at the same time the scene that is selected. For example, if I want to clear all the parameters in section A, I hold undo and click the left one. These 16 buttons on the launch control are mapped to the 16 buttons on Drambo. That way, the Launch Control XL is a mirror of the Drambo interface, but with a hardware controller. So let's see how it works. First, I select which scene I want to go in the left. I hold the left button and I can tap any of these, A, B, C, D, whatever. I will select A for the left scene. I hold the next button to select the scene on the right. I will select scene B. And now I can do parameter locks of any MIDI knob I want. For example, I will hold the left one and turn these buttons. Now I hold the right one and change the value of these knobs. Now, as I move the crossfader, you will see that all the MIDI knobs that I have mapped are going to be transitioned in a smooth way. So how this translates to the Deluge? Well, what you can do then is learn anything in the Deluge to the knobs on the Launch Control XL. For example, here I can select the master volume, learn, and for example this fader. And I am going to put the volume at maximum in section on the left, and in the section on the right I'm going to lower the volume. And as I move the crossfader of this Octatrack thing, you are going to see how the volume is decreasing. And the good thing is that you are not restricted to just Deluge parameters. If you have connected other hardware devices, or even the iPad itself, you can morph any parameter you want. The Launch Control XL has a programmer's guide in which they explain you how to send CSX messages to turn on the lights on these buttons. What I did for that was creating a script in Mosaic, which allows you to create scripts that interact with MIDI information. This is the script that I created. I will post a link on the video description so anyone can download it. You can modify it to your needs. And anyway, it's not necessary. You can use the launch control without having the lights turned on. What you have to do to enable this Mosaic script is loading Mosaic in a MIDI channel. And on the MIDI matrix, what you have to do is connecting the Launch Control XL to send MIDI to the Mosaic script, and also the Mosaic script to send MIDI back to the Launch Control XL. Having a visual feedback of the current selected scene is very useful because you don't have to look then to the iPad screen anymore. You can control everything from the Launch Control XL and the Deluge, forgetting about the iPad. Okay, let's do some examples. Here I have a track with a clip that is a kit clip. These are the hi-hats, the snare, and kick. Okay. First thing, I will map the volume of all the hi-hats to this fader, for example. Master, learn. Next hi-hat, master, learn. Next one, master volume, learn. And this one, master volume, learn, and move the fader. Okay, let's do also some delay on this. Delay amount, learn, and this knob here. Hold the right section and move this volume and increase the delay and see what happens. Okay, it's an example. Let's do also increasing the resonance here and the cutoff. Oh, nice. Okay, resonance here. I'm going to run it in this knob, for example. Learn. Okay. You can see that now I'm controlling the resonance with the Launch Control XL. So in scene on the left is going to be 0 resonance, and in the scene on the right is going to be full. Let's see how this works. Well, that's an example. This new crossfader feature that we are adding to the Deluge can open a world of possibilities. enjoy it, and if you have any doubts, please contact me through these YouTube comments. And if you need further assistance, maybe you could contact me on Telegram also. So I hope you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching. Bye.